Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Rebecca. Today I have some Farmhouse Christmas DIY decor to share with you. All of these Christmas DIYs are going to be perfect to go with country, rustic, farmhouse type Christmas decor. Comment down below and let me know what kind of Christmas decor are you going to be using this year. Do you go more traditional, like red and green? Do you go more glam, more neutral, more like rustic? Do you like the buffalo check? So many options. So let me know, how are you going to be decorating for Christmas this year? What kind of colors are you using in your decor? And I always love hearing from you guys, so let me know which one of these ideas is your favorite. And anyway, let's go ahead and get started.
So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. Now for this one, I'm taking 10 of the tumbling tower wooden Jenga blocks from Dollar Tree, so you can get a whole pack of these. These are left over from another project, so I actually had already kind of dry brushed some white chalk paint on here. I decided after lining up 2 rows of 5 blocks to actually kind of pull out and rearrange these. So I've got 6 going kind of vertically across the center, and then I have 2 more going horizontally across the top of those and 2 more going horizontally across the bottom. And so it just kind of gives a little interest so that all the blocks aren't facing the same directions. And then I took one of these clear plastic ornaments from Dollar Tree. So these actually come 2 for $1, and I just removed the top. And this is going to be a little vase. So I hot glued it right onto the bottom. I am just going to use this for either like a sprig of some pine from outside, or like today I have this little glitter branch from Dollar Tree and I just cut off. I had this little glitter sprig. I think it looks so cute, so wintry, very winter wonderland, and perfect to go with any rustic, country, or farmhouse decor for Christmas time, but also for winter. Now, moving on for the next one. I really love how this one came out. Although I'm starting out with one of these little Christmas village trees from Dollar Tree, and I cut it in half. Actually, it was really hard to cut in half because it just has like one wire down the center, so you can't really use both halves. You're basically just cutting the bristles off of the back side, so that the back part of this tree will be somewhat flat, so you can glue it onto the front of our house. Okay, so for this house, I'm gonna paint it over dark brown chalk paint. I've got my Java chalk paint.
A sunny day, but it's cold outside. It tingles in my heart. Breathing air that clears my mind. I'm all for a good start. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. Feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I want to sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland.
And now I'm also going to use this little pumpkin spice decorative fall sign from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use this as the base. So I painted over the front part of that sign with some white chalk paint, and the side edges are all kind of this simple country plaid. So I think that plaid design is going to work really well with our farmhouse Christmas decor. It matches like the browns and the tan and beige and all the colors that I'm going to be using for this little country farmhouse. And so I think it'll work with your Christmas decor, but you can obviously paint the sides if you prefer. So I'm going to paint the roof with a nice white chalk paint, and while that's still wet, I added some white glitter on there. And I also did kind of the same thing above the door and around the window there, and added a little white chalk paint and added some glitter on there.
My winter wonderland is the time of year. My winter wonderland, my winter wonderland. I wanna sing.
Now, the door and the window itself, I painted with a kind of beige color acrylic paint. I just used that on there. You can really use anything that you have. Unfortunately, I've been trying some of the Dollar Tree acrylic paints, and for some of them, you know, honestly, it really is not as good of coverage as if you have either like the apple barrel acrylic paints from Walmart, which are like less than $1. So I mean, it's cheaper than Dollar Tree, and the coverage is better than the Dollar Tree acrylic paints, in my opinion. So for the back, along the bottom of the back of this house, I glued more of those little Jenga game blocks, and that way it gave me a nice base that I could just hot glue onto the top of the stand. So my little house will stand up. This is going to be so cute to put on any kind of like shelf or side table, console, like entry table, something like that. It's going to be really cute little wintry farmhouse Christmas decor. So we are almost finished here. I took one of these little reindeer, which is so cute. Dollar Tree does have like a white glitter, or actually they have white, gold, silver glitter reindeer. But I really like this one because it's much more natural and rustic and just more simple and less sparkly and more realistic looking. So this was just $1 in Dollar General. So still $1, but Dollar General, not Dollar Tree. I just put him right on here, this beautiful buck. And I also added another little tree on the end. And for the wreath, I just came back in with a little bit of this kind of olive colored paint. Added a little paint on there to color in the wreath. And then I wanted to keep this really natural, so I even took just a couple of these little vine filler balls, these little decorative balls from Dollar Tree. They're kind of in the floral section, I think, and just stuck some of them to kind of, I was kind of picturing like the dry like the branches, like bushes that had lost all their leaves. That's kind of my inspiration for this. But just really simple. I kept the colors really soft with the browns, whites, beige, and greens, and just very soft and neutral for some country rustic Christmas decor. All right, so the next one, I want to give you guys another quick DIY before I move on to a longer, more time-consuming one. So for this really quick and easy one, I just glued 4 of the tumbling tower Jenga blocks together like this, and I am now going to go ahead and paint them over with some white chalk paint. And then once that's dry, I want to make a little hanger for this. So this is going to be a stocking name hanger, and in order to make the hanger for this, you'll need 2 wooden beads along with a piece of some jute twine. Now you could write any name that you want on here, so we all already have a stocking except for our newest addition, Kimchi, our miniature pincher, who will be 1 year old the end of this month. So he needed a stocking name tag, so I decided I would put his name on here, but you could do like the whole family's name tags like for the stockings like this. I think it would be so cute to do everyone in the family. Anyway, I'm just going to use my black Sharpie paint marker to do this. Of course, Dollar Tree also has like some pretty gold and silver rub-on transfer stickers, so those would be beautiful as well. String the jute twine through and then tie a knot like a couple times so that it's thick enough that the knot won't go back through. And then I just trimmed off any excess and hot glued that knot there right onto the end of the name tag there. Now at the other end, I'm going to do the same thing, put the other bead at the other end of this string and add the bead and then knot it off. And now at that end, we basically now need to have something to add a little weight so this can hang over the edge of the stocking. I just took 2 of those wooden blocks, glued them end to end, painted them white so that they match what I did with the first one with the name, and then hot glued that bead onto the end of those 2 blocks there, just like I did with the first piece. So it's kind of like a mini version of the name tag piece that we made. And once that's all dry, you could leave it as is, and all you need to do is take the end and stick it, drop it down in the stocking, and it's kind of like a little weight so that that your name tag will hang there nicely and stay in place, I decided to take this a step further and cut some thin strips of the cork, the foam cork stickers that Dollar Tree, they have a whole sheet of it for $1. So I just cut some narrow strips of that and added that kind of around the edges here to frame my little name tag. I thought it kind of gave it a little more of like a country farmhouse look. It just reminded me a little bit of like a country fence. And I love like the wood and the twine and the very natural, rustic, earthy touches that go with this name tag. So, and the white and the brown, it's just very soft and neutral and just a classic, simple little name tag. You could do, like they said, the whole family's names in these. A really pretty easy Christmas decor DIY. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So this one is a little bit more time consuming, but definitely a ton of fun to make, and you could use it anywhere in your home, indoors or outdoors. It's gonna be really cute. Farmhouse Christmas DIY. Actually, it's not even farmhouse. You could really use this with any kind of decor. So I'm taking this fall sign that says Home Sweet Home, and I am going to just go ahead and paint over this again with that same beige. Then took a little bit of either, you could take some antiquing wax or a little bit of some brown chalk paint, and then just kind of lightly brush that across or sponge it across and create a little bit of dimension. So this is going to look a little more like wooden boards. So I just kind of did whatever looked good to me. I kind of followed the natural curves of the sign, like where the curves were, and tried to just kind of brush it across. So really easy. I wasn't too fussy with it. What I ended up writing is actually sleigh rides, gingerbread cookies, and hot cocoa, and Santa's workshop. And these are the ones that Kylie picked. So I gave her a bunch of choices of things that we could maybe write on here. And these were the ones that sounded best to my 6-year-old. So that's what we're going with, because I love making Christmas extra fun for the kids. And I knew that this would just be really kind of like a fun, cute, cozy Christmas DIY. So I kind of did these letters for Santa's workshop and sleigh rides with the black Sharpie paint pen. I kind of wish I did something different for the arrows. I'm not that crazy about how my arrows turned out. I wasn't really planning them. I just kind of quick drew something on here. Because I don't know what I wanted to do for arrows, but I feel like that's the only part of the sign that I'm not that crazy about how it turned out. But everything else came out really cute, and I just love it. So let's go ahead and move on now. I used stickers to do gingerbread cookies and hot cocoa. I used 2 different stickers from Dollar Tree, and now I wanted to outline the letters with some glitter paint, so I decided to try that and see how the glitter would work. So I outlined some of the letters with some of the glitter paint.
Oh, how I wish for the Christmases of old, where the snow would fall and the air was
But now
crisp
I have these stickers, and I actually took this little stocking, this little red sparkly stocking. It's like a Christmas stocking sticker, and I cut off the curved part, the bottom of the stocking, so that it cut it straight across, and then painted this over white so this can look like a coffee cup. So my idea is of this being like a hot coffee or hot cocoa mug. You know, I was kind of picturing like the kind of cups that you get at Starbucks, something like that. I'm also going to use this white chalk marker and the red, I think it's a glass marker, but anyway, it's whatever red marker I had on hand. They're both from Dollar Tree. I got them in Dollar Tree's craft section, and I just kind of colored in the candy canes here, and then I added some of this brown glitter glue and did the little bow on there.
eggnog and mistletoe, and the sense of wonder and someone to hold close. Give me some ribbons and a chimney for Santa's sake. No, it's not too late.
But I love how this turned out with like my little hot cocoa cup. I think it's super cute. I just popped that on there, and my little candy canes. I also painted one of these little wooden gift present stickers and stuck that on. And I tried to make gingerbread cookies, so let me know, do these look like gingerbread cookies at all, or was this a fail? Because maybe I should just take them off. I don't know if they're adding to the sign or if they just make it more confusing, but I had a couple little glass like vase filler gems from Dollar Tree. I just took a couple of them and painted them over with my metallic copper chalk paint, and I did add like a tiny bit of that brown glitter paint on top as well. So I kind of feel like I just went too far trying to make the gingerbread cookies, but I glued those on anyway. I think they're kind of cute. Let me know what you guys think. Should I leave them on? Should I take them off? What are your thoughts? So I have this one that looks like it's supposed to be a little wooden barrel. I think it's really cute, and I have had it for a while. I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. So I'm thinking of using it for this sign. Now, I'm going to stick this in the styrofoam, but in order to make it stand up, I'm going to need to add like some rocks and stuff on top of it, which is fine because we have extra rocks outside. And I also have a couple bags of like vase filler gems from Dollar Tree, stuff like that. So anything like that would work, just something heavy. If you're going to fill it all in with plants and florals and things around the base, could probably even like stick a couple soup cans in there just to like give it some stability. And anyway, I've got a bunch of like already cut florals and leftover Christmas floral pieces and picks and leaves and berries and whatever you want to put in here. So I'm gonna stick those all in around the base, and you could make this look more winter wonderland. You could make it look more classic traditional Christmas like I'm doing here with the reds and greens, but really whatever looks good to you. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So this one I was really thinking outside the box for this, and you'll have to let me know what you think of how it turns out. My older daughter, Renee, doesn't like this DIY, but I actually really love how it turned out. So you guys will have to let me know if you think that it's cute or if you think it's cheesy or, what are your thoughts on it? But I took this sign from the fall section at Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna just paint over the back of it. So I just painted it over completely with some brown chalk paint. I just tried this out. I wanted to try something new, something I've never done before. And I took some of this masking tape, and it kind of gives me like the lighter brown and the darker brown contrast. And I thought I would see if I could make this kind of look like wooden boards. I also kind of outlined the edges here of the masking tape part with this puffy paint. The one I told you was like a fabric paint, but it works really well for different like DIY projects. So I added that, and I don't know, it kind of looks like a snowy fence or something like that. So I did kind of smudge it in one spot here, but don't worry because we're going to actually cover that spot. So I'm not going to paint over it. It's going to get covered anyway. So I'm taking this little peace sign. Dollar Tree has these. I think they have one that says joy, one that says peace, and I think they have another one, but I can't remember what it says. Anyway, I decided to tone down the red. I thought maybe it was going to be too bright and too much red, and I wanted to kind of try to bring more of the copper color in because I'm going to be using copper picture frames from Dollar Tree. So I took a little copper marker also from Dollar Tree, and I did the red part around the letters and just colored that all in just so it was kind of a little bit more of like that copper rose gold color. It actually looks more like a light brown, but yeah, we'll pretend it's rose gold. I printed off some pictures from my phone, some family pictures. I actually printed them just to be like a 2 by 3 inch so that I could cut them out and pop them right into these little frames, which I have had these little rose gold frames. I thought they were so cute. I got them in Dollar Tree a while ago, and I had no idea what I was doing with them. So I thought, you know what, let's do something fun and cute and festive for Christmas with these. So I am just gonna glue the frames right on here now. I kind of staggered them. And then up in the top corner, using just a little piece of faux greenery, a little piece of holly berries, just whatever like kind of little scraps of Christmas florals that you might have up in the top corner now. And also gonna add a bow on here because why not? Just make it extra cute and festive for Christmas. This little canvas, or it's like a white burlap material, I got this one for $1 in the Target dollar spot, I think last year. So, but you guys know Dollar Tree has so many ribbons that you can get. So use whatever is gonna look good with your decor. I just made a little bow here and then layered on another little tiny, like little burlap ribbon here. This one has gold edges, so I love that. Got this one in Dollar Tree, and it's more of like a mini ribbon. So I did a larger ribbon bow and then a smaller ribbon bow to put in the center of that. And you know, if you want to complete the center, you could always add like a little floral or a pine cone, or you know, even like just a couple of the glitter berries. You could pull off one of your florals and glue those in the center of the bow. Just really completes the look. So here is how this Christmas family Christmas photo sign turned out. Cute and fun for some Christmas farmhouse DIY decor. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which one of these farmhouse Christmas DIYs was your favorite. I wish you a beautiful and blessed day, and I will see you soon in the next one.